Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, so much of things that we need to see about. Surely I do have to spell them out. Cause you know as well as I do, the only way is put in more effort and less play. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come, let us go hand in hand, because this is our land. Come, my brother, come, my sister, and let us build a nation together.
Come, my brother, come, my sister, and let us build Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique together. This is our home, and we have a duty, a responsibility to enhance it, to transform it, to make it better. I want to welcome you to the hub. Again, we have a unique moment in time to talk, to dialogue, using radio and social media to connect. I want to encourage those on Facebook and YouTube to please share the live. Sharing is caring. Again, I want to start off the program by extending my deepest condolences to the family and friends of Nealon Franklin, former senator, former youth ambassador, and a young man who was passionate about youth development and about transformation. He started off with the NNP, and he publicly stated that that organization does not provide room for growth and development, or use words to that effect, and he no longer has confidence in being there. And he left. He left the NNP and still continued with his advocacy, continued with his youth work, working hard for the young people of Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. And he was embraced by the government for being genuine, for being sincere. He never passed me street. He was a part of, he attended 2 or 3 events that I had. We are very good friends, So I want to again extend my deepest condolences to his family and friends. I want to say, folks, the NNP might be living in a place that we cannot consider to be reality. It might be fantasy island. Tonight, for example, Right Along had an online poll where people were free to vote. He asked the question, Junior George asked the question, if an election is called today, who do you think going to win in Carriacou? Because Carriacou and PT Martinique is a constituency. And NNP caretaker up there is Nolan Cox. And Nolan Cox got a bad beating at the polls last election in South St. George. I mean, the Honorable Andy Williams beat this guy badly. He got stripped. He got served well. So he ran back up to Carriacou with the hope that the people there were going to embrace him and, you're going to get a chance. But the Honorable Tevin Andrews, boots on the ground, never stopped working for his people. And he has been very consistent and dedicated to the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. I believe he's God sent. I remember being in New York with him, the Honorable Andy Williams, the Honorable Delma Thomas, and the Honorable Ron Reddit, right? And Hurricane Beryl, was en route to Grenada, right? All projections said that it will affect Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. And there was no flight that you could really get on. Who book already? So Tevin was in New York, and God, in my belief, God just find a way to get this young man on a plane, right? Whoever assisted him, he got on a plane and he made it down in time to ride out the storm with his people from Carriacou and Petit Martinique. I mean, if he didn't make it back down in time, or if he had remained in New York, water couldn't wash this young man. They would have had all kind of bad things to say about him. In fact, maybe that could have been the end of his political career. But the hands of God is over this young man, and at the center of what he does, God is there with him. And he made it back, and he continued up to today, helping his people, bringing betterment for his people, transforming Carriacou and Petit Martinique. So, a poll was done, and overwhelmingly, the people voted for Tevin Andrews over Nolan Cox. So a number of those NNP pundits, they vex. They angry with Junior George. But Junior did polls before, during the NNP time, and all his predictions, all the polling was correct. It led to the person winning. I think he did one with Kendra Maturin Stewart against Tevin at the time, and Kendra won, and she won the election, right? Then he did one with Kendra the last election, and Tevin won overwhelmingly. And he went on to win the election, right? But I want to say this. Grenadians are smart. Grenadians are intelligent people. Do not doubt the intelligence of the Grenadian people. They observe things. They follow things. It's not like before, where you could have easily fooled them or tricked them. I had the opportunity to listen in to a very short conversation with about 9 or 10 people today. And all that they expressed, it's really what most people are expressing, that this government continues to transform the country, develop Grenada. Grenada remain peaceful. Grenada remain stable. It's a visionary government. They're doing things not because an election is next month or a year from now. They're doing things because they were elected to govern and to better the lives of our people. And they can point to development in agriculture. They can point to development in healthcare. They can point to development in education. They can point to development in human resource generally in the country, in infrastructure and so on. We can go on and on. They can point to these things. So our Grenadian people are smart. They're very intelligent. So don't doubt them. When they speak, you got to listen. And that is why the NNP, they're having all kind of public meetings, but they're not getting a great number of people coming out to listen to their message. Because the message does not offer hope. It lacks vision. It lacks foresight. They're not speaking about any plans, any initiative, any programs, any betterment, anything of that sort. They're good at talking and speaking and yapping. But when it comes to development, when it comes to offering hope, you cannot find it with the New National Party and all the meetings that they're having. So people are noticing these things because the most honorable Deacon Mitchell and his team, what they have ushered in is a new type of governance, fresh politics. Because remember, NNP been there for 20-something years. And we have grown so accustomed to the NNP style of politics, where they come in the first year of winning an election and they do one or two things. Busy, busy, busy. They sweeten the people. And then for the next 2-3 years, they do nothing or very little. And then the year before the election, they come back and they do a whole pile of stuff because they want to win an election. That is what they used to do. But the NDC came into power and they never stopped doing and helping people and developing the country. But you see, the NNP doesn't understand the kind of change that took place from the last election to now. Remember, the time when NNP won the election, you had recycled politicians, right, on the NDC side who were there, tried and tested, who were there for a lot of years, fighting to get in. Some won because in 2008 to 2013, NDC won the election. And we know what happened. There was infighting, and I mean, the NNP capitalized on the thing. In fact, I believe they played a part, right? That's my belief. But they were able to come back. And the same people who were rejected in 2013 were still around. 2018, so 2013, 2018, and then in 2022, we saw a whole new group of people coming forward in the NDC. Of course, Youth for Change started the movement, started the action, led by your humble servant, and we were able to recruit, we were able to, get people on board. But we saw a new group of politicians who were never involved in politics coming on board. And that is what Grenadians wanted. They were fed up with the same old recycled bunch. So you're dealing with a new group, right? And that is what the NNP is not getting. They still think that they are dealing with recycled politicians or people who were there in the politics for donkey years. That is what they believe. But if you look on the NNP side, you see people who have been in the politics for a lot of years. Emlyn Pear, since in the early 2000s, she was around. Clarice Modeste, early 2000s, or maybe even before that. I want to believe it's somewhere 1999, somewhere down there, right? Then you have Roland Bowler, who who's still on the platform. I mean, he has been with NNP for since what, 1999 too? Somewhere down there. Either the early 2000s or 1999 down that side. Then you have Lorena Waldron. I mean, she ran somewhere in 1999 and she happened to win a one term. I think she got a one term, right? Later down the line, you know what Keith did to her politically and her career, you know. But I'm saying same recycled bunch. The Kate Lewis, I think she been around for 2 or 3 elections. Who again they have, right? Some of the people there, you know, but the same group of people, the same crew, the same clan. And Jackie, oh, it was nice seeing you today. All right, Jackie, it was nice seeing you today. I wish you all the best. So I am saying they are not offering anything new, right? The young fella who running in the South, he thinks he can run because his father name was all about the place for many years. But his father is not a liked person. Don't fool yourself. The Diali guy, his father is not a liked person or some popular person. No, in a small circle. So his father's name cannot get him there. And then you have the Amanda Japal young lady. I mean, she's rah, 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 rah. She's just rah, 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 rah. She doesn't have substance, right? And then you have what's this guy named up St. Patrick, somewhere up that side, some Glean or something like that. I mean, if you understand this whole thing, they lack competence and vision, but it's the same old bunch. They cannot offer anything new. They lack the vision. So when you listen to them on their platforms, it's the same old talk. They cry, they groan, they moan. They would talk about cost of living. They would talk about health care. And then you ask yourself, but wait, okay, you were there. What did you do to lower the cost of living? And is Grenada isolated? Grenada is a part of a global village. And we depend on other countries for so many things. So, and the prices are really, there from even before the goods come into Grenada. And NNP was there. Did they bring it down? Can they bring it down? What will they do to bring it down? Or change the cost of a tin of milk, for example? A tin of condensed milk. We don't produce that here. And when it comes in, the price is what it is. And mind you, government doesn't have much taxes on these things. No. So the NNP, they're going to yap about these things, but they're not going to tell you how they're going to bring it down. And that's the issue. If NNP comes back into power, will they bring down the cost of electricity? How? Or the cost of water? How? How would you bring it down? Look, the amount of avocado we have here in Grenada now, I mean, I wish somebody could capitalize on that and make maybe avocado oil or butter or other things from it. because we have a lot of avocado now. I mean, for the last couple of weeks and up to this point. And you know, when you have avocado, it's avocado. Lapan kot, hototoi, according to Baba, hototoi, right? But we have a lot, and it's like a complete food. I eat avocado with everything, right? And I love to make a nice salad and with avocado, lettuce, tomatoes, you know, cucumbers, you know, a little corn, that kind of stuff, onions, you know, I love that. Nice like a salad with some olive oil and so on. And the avocado will turn it up. Maybe some eggs, boiled eggs, and you know. I'm saying we have a lot of that. It's a complete food. We have a lot of citrus now. I could tell you in the kitchen right now, I have about what? Maybe 10 avocados, nice and sticky. A good friend would drop some for me every now and then. I mean, I have tasted a number of them, but he has the best. There are some big ones, but it's kind of watery, as we would say it. Then we have a lot of citrus. I've been squeezing the lemons and squeezing lime and squeezing the orange and just, we have a lot of that. It's in abundance. We have a lot of cucumbers, tomatoes, cabbages, okra, beans. Every Saturday I go to the market and I see people on the side of the road selling plenty. Don't even talk about breadfruit. We have breadfruit all about the place now. A good friend dropped one for me uh Saturday. Saturday? Yes, Saturday. Nice and yellow. You don't need Irish potatoes. We have a lot of breadfruit. You don't need to go and buy flour. You can use the breadfruit. You don't need to go and buy the gullop or gullop. How you call it? Gully pop or gully, you know, the little packet thing to make juice. You don't have to. You have the orange, you have the lime, you have the lemons, you have these things right here. Healthier and better. Right now, you have the avocado. Don't even talk about jacks. You have jacks every day I hear in Kong Shell blowing. Jacks, jacks, jacks. Well, them guys in Grand Roy, they've been holding, you know, my village, they've been holding jacks like crazy. One met me, say, Kem, just what you drinking? What you want? What? You understand the point? So we have stuff in abundance. Blogo and fig, we have it up, down, left, right, and center. We have it. So we have stuff. Only recently we had a lot of mangoes. One or two places still have. So the NNP is on a platform talking about cost of living, but we have a lot of local stuff. Kalaloo, okra, beans, pumpkin. We have a lot of those stuff. We have it. And you might buy a piece of pumpkin for $5. That would last you for 3 days. 2 pack of beans for $5. Right? That would last you for a whole week. You may buy some Kalaloo, $2.50 or $3 a pack. You get 3 packs. Right? Come on. You have the breadfruit. All you need to do is to take out the guts, you know. Peel it and take out the guts. It will last up to 12 days on your fridge in the bottom. You don't need to put it in the freezer. Okay, you know, you get saggy, and you put it in the freezer. You don't need to put it in the freezer. What makes it spoil is the guts. It gives water. It turns, you know, it makes it wet, moist. So you remove the guts. You take out all the guts. And that breadfruit will last for a whole 14 days, a whole 12 days. Fresh, put in Ziploc bag. Fresh and nice. So we have a lot of local stuff that one could use. But the NNP, all they can think is about sugar and flour and rice and spaghetti and macaroni. That's all they could think. That's how the NNP thinks. I'm telling you, I would drink coffee without sugar, right? This morning, I had some, it's called, it's this fine leaf herb. They normally call it a stone crusher, like kidney stone. Under the leaf, you have the stones under the leaf, right? So I had that with some, uh, what we call it, big time. There's a nice name for it, but you can season or you can use it as a herb or, to make tea. And then I had this bush. Anytime you pass by, it falls asleep. So I just get 2 pieces of that, wash it, and I cover it down without sugar. And I drank that and it was good. I was okay. We have it here. You have rosemary, you have sugar dish, you have lemongrass, you have sauce-up leaf, you have clove, you have a whole pile of stuff that you can use, and you don't need to use sugar. What's sugar good for? You don't need that. But the NNP teach their people, their supporters, that they need sugar and they need salt and they need a whole pile of nonsense. Rice. What are good for? We have so many. We have sweet potatoes. Today, my mother, she cooked some pumpkin soup for, my kids. She's here from Monday to Friday. And I had, some with sweet potato. Tastes good. You don't need the Irish potato. But the NNP, they're on a stage. All they talk about is cost of living and high. We can use, but you see, they tell their supporters that these things are poor people food. The healthy stuff, They tell them, and they train their children to shun it and treat it differently. I am saying we have a lot of local things now spoiling. And if you're good with people, these things, you can access it. Even if you have to buy it, it might be at a reduced cost in your village, in your community. It's available. Saturday morning or Sunday morning, Sheldon, my good partner, came by, dropped some lemons for me. Lemon, good, alkaline. You drink it, look, okay, in the water, look. So I'm not drinking the water just like that. No, I squeeze one in the water, and I'm drinking the water, purified water, and I'm drinking it. Tastes good. It's better than it's good. But I'm saying that to say we have to, instead of going on a platform, the NNP, instead of you going on a platform and complain about cost of living and cry and scream and bawl, you have to start educating your supporters, empower them, enlighten them, help them so that they can be better individuals, so that they can make better choices, so that they can do certain things that would help them and benefit them. We have abundance of stuff. A lot of things now spoiling. Only recently we had cashew, lap and cut. We have it all here. But what you train, you inculcate, you indoctrinate these supporters that they believe you always have to run to the shop and buy back a neck or buy chicken wings, and you have to always cook this sweet meat. Well, they call it stew meat. You always stew and sweet old meat, right? They train them that way, and then they run to the hospital, and then they amputate their toes, they amputate their foot, they start to cut them, and then they have diabetes, they have hypertension, they have high cholesterol, they have all kind of complications. You have to start empowering your supporters, but you don't hear that on the platform of the NNP, which is scary. All they do is complain. Most of the things that you find in the shops, we don't produce it here. You know what's amazing? People in the United States, in Canada, in the United Kingdom, and other parts. They will kill for sauce up leaf, even the back, right? Or the sauce up, or the sauce up back. Everything on from the root go all up. They want it, but we have it in abundance. And if you having difficulties in sleeping, for example, all you need to do is to drink some sauce up tea. I'm telling you, simple. You boil some water, you put some leaves, you wash the leaves, you put it in it, and you cover it down. 5 minutes, you drink it. Nicely flavored. You don't have to put no sugar. You drink it, and you feel good. We have the thing here, right? You have ginger. You have, well, we call it turmeric. Some people say saffron, but we know turmeric. We have clove. We have cinnamon. We have what? We have a lot of stuff in abundance here that we can educate and help our people, bay leaf and so on. We can help our people, educate our people so that they can appreciate the value. We're in 2025. We're living in the day of AI, in artificial intelligence. We can just search and online, and you get a whole, 10 paragraphs telling you about the value of these things. It's well documented. But instead, the NNP goes on a platform and they scream as though they're in labor, and they complain and they complain and they complain. That's all they do. They could tell you everything bad, but nothing of substance. Educate your supporters. You make them believe that they have to run in some shop and buy this because, the rice is this, and the flour is this, and the sugar is this, and the salt is this, and the spaghetti is this, and the macaroni is this. Come on. Educate your supporters. Stop complaining. We have what it takes. I would go in the supermarket, right? And I would see people buying tea bags that came from India, came from other parts, right? Tea bags. And I say, but wait, we have the thing right here. And it's fresh, it's healthier, it's better. We have it here. And many times it's in your backyard, right? Or by your neighbor. It's right close to you, but you're not utilizing it. Then you see folks go in there and they buy all the tin stuff. It's expensive. A tin of corned beef is what? $10? I haven't purchased corned beef in a while. The Exeter, the Target, and now you have all kind of brand of corned beef. Processed stuff with all kind of, it's like the waste part of the cow. And they grind everything up. But I'm old school. If I have to buy corned beef, I will stick to Target or Exeter for, a lesser grade. If I have to buy condensed milk, but I'm not a milkman, I don't like it. We are the only species that stick to milk for so long. I don't like milk, right? I would blend beet and just drink it like that. I don't, and milk, it kind of encourage mucus and all that kind of stuff. But I'm saying, if I have to buy milk, then I would buy Alaska, right? I'm kind of old school. Because the old brand, they're there because the quality is good. But I'm still saying to you, these are all processed stuff. These are all old stuff. When you really think about it, we have fish, we have jacks, you could just take a line and just go by the bayside, and you come with you're going home with half bucket of fish. You and friends, right? I'm saying we have it here. All you need to do is say, fellas, instead of we doing X, Y, and Z tonight, instead of we playing dominoes tonight, or we drinking tonight, or we partying tonight, we buying some hooks, getting some lines. Even if you have the Clorox bottle, You wrap it around the Clorox bottle. You get like a sinker with my stone sinker. Nothing complicated. You don't buy this big short line and you go on the stone and you go on the beach or somewhere in the night and you just fish. You get some baits, you have jacks all over the place. And you go on your fish, you're going home with a whole bucket of fish that will last you for the whole week. I'm telling you. So quit the complaining. We have it here. We have it right here, people. In abundance. And you have a lot in everything. When yam out of season, because you know once the thunder rolls, the yam tend to turn at a particular time around now. So you might get a 1 or 2 pieces and then bigger pieces. You might, but still, the real thing gone already. But you have breadfruit. You have sweet potato. When fig in season, banana in season, we call it fig. Banana in season, you have banana. Banana is just like mango and them kind of thing in terms of season here. When they start to throw out and give all the trees in your area, they have banana, all of them. Blogger, same thing. They have seasonal, all the coconut and so on. And we have the thing here. We have to just educate our people. Tell them that these things are healthier. And yes, who doesn't like a nice, well-done steak, right? Or a nice pie from time to time. Or pizza from time to time. I'm not saying that you have to cut everything out. No. I'm not saying that. Or a nice burger from time to time. Or something of that sort. I'm not saying that you need to cut everything out. I'm not saying that. But you could use more of the local stuff. I went to the market and I got some corn, right? Nice for oil down. Nice for oil down. You have sweet corn, you have the ordinary one that you could, boil a bit because it's a little bit harder. And then you oil down. Nice for soup. We have it, folks. And we need to speak more about it. We have the healthy stuff here. So the NNP, they're on their platform. All they do is to complain and grind and groan. Grind and groan and groan and groan and complain. Because they teach their supporters that all of these local stuff, they're poor people thing. But mind you, they consider their supporters to be poor and vulnerable. But they teach, and more so, the poor set of people always look at these things as poor people thing, even if they're poor. And they're not using it. They see it as it ain't good. They want to go to the shops and buy the foreign stuff, thinking that it's better. But it's not better. It's not healthier. It's not. I'm telling you, it's not healthier. So we have to start educating our people. We have to empower our people so that they would have a greater appreciation for the local stuff. There is more value in that. I remember going to Brazil and I saw a field of containers. And I asked, curiosity, what is this? Chicken, Months and months, the thing is stored in these containers with cooling capacity. And it's really last grade, because those things don't go to the United States or to Canada or to the United Kingdom or the EU for that matter. It doesn't make the grade. But it comes to the Caribbean, they dump this thing here. I'm telling you, the chicken back, the chicken wing, and those other things. You don't see that on the shelves in the United States or in Canada or in the United Kingdom. I've been to the United States. I've been to Canada. I've been to the United Kingdom. I'm telling you, the quality, it just doesn't make the grade and the standard. But they ship this thing here, they dump it here, and you believe you have something good. The fish that we have is way better than that. The locally hard fowl, and so way better than that, right here in Grenada. I'm telling you. Or the local birds that are being produced right here. It might be a little more expensive, but it's better, far better. But you run in the shops and you buy this imported thing, and you believe that you have it, but no. So we have to start educating our people, right? We have to start educating our people, because we make our people believe that apples and grapes is it. So our kids now grow up believe that, it's delicacy, it's it's the fruit of the rich, or the elites, or the petty bourgeois, right? But we have mangoes, and lovely mangoes, juicy mangoes. We have that. They're healthier, if you ask me. We have cashew. We have other, fruits. We have citrus and so on. Oranges. We have the watermelon right here. We have stuff that either equally in nutritional value, and that kind of thing, that is as good as. We have sea grapes, right? We have stuff. We have stuff here that our children can use. We make our children believe that having a box of Orchard or kids school, I think that's the name, kids school, Orchard, or what's the others, whatever. You make them believe that that is better than local orange juice, or local Moby, or local uh you know lime juice, or lemon juice, or local juice. You make them believe that it's better because it's in a box, right? But no, it is not. It's not. So we have to start helping our kids to appreciate the local stuff, and how valuable it is, how nutritional it is. We have plums, right? We have skin up. I think skin up in season now. We have a lot of things here, that we have sugar apple. We have um not mommy apple, sugar apple, and the other one, uh sapodillas. I mean, we have a whole pile of things here that our kids can use, and we have it in abundance. There are some people who are bad-minded. Everything for them, they sell it $5, $5, $5, right? There's some bad-minded people in this place. Since after COVID, or maybe we could go as far as Ivan, come back. Everything is $5, $5, $5, $5. As though they forget to count, forget to check, you know? But we have stuff here. We have stuff here that we can use, that we can put in the lunch kit, that we can put in the lunch bag, that we can put in the Ziploc bag for our kids. And they will be healthier. They will be, we need to start going down that route. So the NNP, they're on a stage bumping the gum, cost of living and cost of living, and then they would attack the healthcare system. They have all kind of bad things to say about the healthcare system. And you ask them, when they get sick, they jump the damn plane and they go to the United States, they go to Canada, they go to the United Kingdom. Even on the NNP time, they have no confidence in our healthcare system, but they have all kind of bad things to say about it. Our doctors and nurses, they're trying, and we have some of the better doctors and nurses. I'm telling you, you speak to people. A gentleman came by me only recently, and he said, boy, we have a very nice surgeon or doctor who operates on the eye, right? And she does a fantastic job. I know my mother, she did some surgery and successful. So the gentleman was telling me that, she would ease your anxiety. She would calm you down. She would speak to you. She would make sure that everything is okay. And you have line of people going and get the cataract removed and the surgery done. I remember Gordon, my good partner, he came here, and when he found that in Grenada he could do the surgery for his eyes, right? Was it his eyes or no, dental work, dental work. And he said the cost of doing it here is about $1,000 or $2,000, and you're getting a better job done here. He said in the United States he had to pay what I think the cost was about $7 or $8 or $9,000. So he did it here, and he said he never regretted that. So we have good doctors, good specialists here. We have it. It's not a perfect system, but you ask them, where can they go and find a perfect system? Where can they go and find a perfect hospital, a perfect clinic, a perfect everything? But they have all kind of bad things to say about our healthcare system. You see, the NNP, all they can do is to condemn, criticize, say bad things about Grenada. But when they're in power, all you hear them talking is good things. But they out, only bad things they have to say. But they have to understand that the Grenadian people are smarter. That is why if you ask people, if an election is called today or tomorrow, who will you vote for? And they will tell you overwhelmingly, they will vote for the Most Honorable Deacon Mitchell and the NDC team, because they see the NDC team as a visionary team. And there is hope. There is hope. And that is what people want, They want to know that even if things are, not 100%, but they want to know that it's going to get better. Hope. They want to know that down the road, Grenada will be a better place. Our communities will be a better place. Our constituencies will be better. That is what people want. Hope. Renewed hope. And that is what we have. You hear the NNP start criticizing the Carifesta delegation, right? I think Carifesta 15. It's a CARICOM thing. All countries within CARICOM, they sent a delegation, and Grenada did not disappoint. But the NNP already condemning them. Everything they condemning. I felt so proud seeing our Grenadian delegation at Carifesta 15, putting on display our culture, putting on display, what Grenadianism is all about, inviting people to come to Grenada, give them a taste of spice mass. This is, you see, some people cannot see the value down the road in these things because they're short-sighted.
It's a Carifesta. The conch shell call of Grenada. The home of boiled down, their national dish. It is not what you think unless you've had it. Not just the home of spices. And they got a wicked set of soca. And of course, from Grenada, a man who's celebrating his 90th birthday today, well, earlier this last month, the Mighty Sparrow, coming out of Grenada as well.
Yes, so that was Grenada's delegation. I mean, they represented Grenada with class. And out of all the countries or islands that were present at Carifesta, the opening and so on, Grenada really stood out in a big way, unique and special. But the NNP, they already start attacking the delegation and why we need to send this delegation and this size. And that's Barbados, that's right there. Come on. Sometimes we need to just appreciate now what they're doing for Grenada and marketing Grenada. Some people believe that Carnival, Spice Mass, having so many people and growing every year is just like a natural thing. It's like the GTA and all of them, Spice Mass and so on. It's like they don't have to do anything. People gonna just come. No, for the entire year, they're marketing Grenada. This is our opportunity to market Grenada and promote Grenada regionally. Remember, this is looked at regionally and internationally. I saw Vaughn, for example. He was interviewed by the BBC and he did a fantastic job. Because, you know, he has a big hit. Just forgot the name of that song. Something with Jab Jab, right? Or the real Jab Jab or something like that. But he's a good ambassador for our country. You look at Notting Hill Carnival, Grenada, again, the Jab Jab and what Grenada is all about was on display. So you have to appreciate these things. A lot of marketing and promotion and so on. That is why we get so many people here every year for Carnival. It's not by accident. It's not by accident. So sometimes, if you don't have anything to say, you just remain quiet. I believe so. Silence could be gold, and speech could be silver at times. You have this woman who calls the Plead Your Cause program every morning or so, and she believes she's quote unquote know it all. She has a monopoly on ideas. 1 minute she's trying to promote and push my good partner, who's an MP, a member of parliament. 1 minute she wants to criticize Job Decision. That's the name of the song. Okay, criticize our beloved Prime Minister and criticize the government and talk bad about her. You know, the woman wake up this morning and call the program and condemning the team, the delegation for Carifesta that Grenada sent over there. And you listen to this idiot and you wonder. And she believes that she's and she's not even liked by many people. It's just sad. Sad, sad, sad. But folks, I want to applaud the team. I think they represented Grenada well and wish them all the best. All right? I want to wish you all the best. Have a pleasant night. I will be back with you tomorrow morning, God's willing, to have a conversation, because it's about having a conversation where we can empower one another, where we can learn, where we can grow, where we can know more.